Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Motivational Mondays here on my channel, Command Your Confidence. This is your channel where I give you the best motivational advice to help you level up in life. So if you haven't already, please subscribe below. I got a lot of great content I'm going to be releasing this year, so you won't want to miss out on that. Also, I wanted to tell you too, if you click on the link to my website and sign up for my email list, you can get a sample chapter from my book, which I'll be releasing at the end of the summer. So I put that in the description below if you want to check that out. It's definitely going to give you some golden nuggets on how to take action and, just achieve goals, change your mindset and stuff like that. So today I want to talk to you guys about overcoming fear so you can face your challenges in life, because it's fear that holds us back and keeps us from taking action, or it's fear that keeps us from taking even the right action or even an intense action, because we're still bogged down in our comfort zone that we're like, damn, I don't know, I'm just too afraid to do this. So I just wanted to share with you some motivational quotes on overcoming fear, go on my normal Motivational Monday rant. And yeah, just hope to inspire you all so you can just get a daily dose of motivation that will pump your week up. So let's get rolling. Okay, so I'm going to go over to the screen quickly over here and just pull up a few of my quotes. So this is so true. This is a good quote on fear, but it says, fear kills more dreams than failure ever will. Think about it. Fear kills more dreams than failure ever will. And when you read that and when you hear that, you think, okay, when you are afraid to take action, you're not even taking any action, and therefore you don't even have a chance to fail. So you give up. Mostly you don't want to try because you are afraid to. And it's because you're afraid to try something new or break out of your comfort zone that's going to not get you to the next level. And you have to realize, if you want to make a change in your life, you are going to have to face fear and deal with it, because if you let your fears and anxieties hold you back, it's going to keep you from taking action in life, and you're just not even going to try because you're too afraid to, which is kind of boring. I mean, I'd rather just go ahead and face fear and go after what I want. And that's what I want to encourage you guys to do, because it's so true. And I'm going to be sharing more about this topic in the video I'm going to be releasing on Wednesday. But I noticed when I wanted to, earlier in my life, probably like in my late 20s, early 30s, when I wanted to take action in my life, I let fear hold me back. And because of that, I think I feel like I missed out on a few things. And if I would have faced my fear and taken action in my life, I probably would have accomplished things a lot less earlier than I am later on in my life. I'm going to be 39 in 2 weeks here. I know I'm getting old, but I don't think I look old, but that's awesome. But, I wish, as I got, on my motivational path, I realized I had to be aware as to what fears were holding me back. And if I wanted to make a change in my life, I had to just face my fear. I had to just kind of say, if I feel afraid, I'm going to have to go and take the action that I want to, even though it was very uncomfortable for me to do it. I was shaking, I was stuttering. And, I think when I was just going out, into social scenes and just trying to chat it up with random strangers or with women for the first time, and I had no experience doing that. I was scared as hell. But I had to realize, if I wanted to take an action and move forward in my life and get this particular part of my life handled, I had to just deal with the fear and not let the fear control me. And that's what you got to realize. When you feel fear, you got to just kind of go for it. You just got to kind of just deal with it and let it sit, and don't let it bother you. Because if you just continue to let fear bother you, it's just going to be very difficult for you to uh, get ahead with your goals or change a habit or do anything you want in life. And I think it's the saddest part, because I think we all have the capability and strength within us to become great, but it's because we hold on to our fears that we are afraid to take action. And, a lot of the fears that you're holding on to today are a lot of the fears that, I mean, this, say like when you were younger, you got these fears from certain experiences in your life. And even though you like freaking like are older now and you moved on and are going to make some change, that fear still comes back to haunt you. And you got to realize, if you don't take the control of it and just like, hey, realize that, fear is just an illusion. Like there's this like, I was reading this book a couple of years ago, and they gave you the definition of fear. It's called fantasized experience appearing real. Fantasy experiences appearing real. So that's all what fear is. It's just like when you overthink shit in your head, and you're overanalyzing an action that you want to take. Sometimes it's better just to like take action, stop analyzing, because if you analyze too much, you're going to let that fear build, because you're going to just conjure up all these scenarios in your head, and you're going to be like, I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if this is not me. Like, I'm just going to cave into the fear and be comfortable like I've always done. So definitely realize next time you want to take an action, you can have that control. And even if you don't feel like doing it, just freaking take whatever action it is you need to do to overcome that fear and challenge yourself. And you know what? I realized, like, when I was afraid to like freaking do whatever it is I was working on, and when I did it, and when I went through that fear, like I felt a little freaking confident. Like I just felt like I could just like, I'm like, oh my God, a sigh of breath of fresh air. I did this. I felt like patted myself on the back because I overcame a challenge. I didn't let the fear take control of me and let it keep me from taking action. And that's what, just realize that when you take that action, you're going to feel so freaking great. It's like you're on a freaking roller coaster, and you're like, going up, how it is. You're like, oh yeah, the higher you're getting on the hill, like, the more you're kind of thinking like, oh my God, this is like super high. I just can't believe this. I'm freaking out here. But when you go down the roller coaster hill, you release all that tension. And that's what it's like when you are challenging your fear. It's so it's so weird. Here's another one. So I have another meaning of fear. Fear has two meanings: forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. Which one do you want to take on? Do you want to fear everything and run, or do you want to take on and rise up to the occasion? And I don't know about you, but I definitely want to challenge fear. It makes me want to become a better person. I want to rise to the occasion, because when you can rise to the occasion, you will develop as into a strong individual, and you'll be capable of dealing with other challenges in your life. So, it's definitely worth considering, like, just facing everything and rise and develop into your best self, or if you just want to face everything and run until you can realize, well, until I'm ready to, face fear and just rise to my full potential. If that's what you got to do, then do it, because fear helps us become more confident when we can rise up to it and challenge it. Even if, the fear was so intense, or whatever action we took didn't work out, you are still going to feel freaking great, because you like just pushed through that fear when you didn't want to. You just were held back. You're like in a horror movie, like in a scene where, like a dark scene, you're just like, oh God. But then you just kind of go through it, and then like you just freaking relieved every time you challenge your fears. And that's why I want to encourage you guys to, challenge any fears that you have. So maybe for an exercise this week, think about like one fear that's been holding you back, and think of a way that you can just like face your fear. Because if it could be like even if it's not the full action, do a small challenge that will help you achieve like your full action, whatever it is. Say you want to start socializing with someone, just instead of just, if you're afraid to have conversations, just walk around and say hi. And then once you get comfortable with that, just go and talk, challenge yourself to become more social, answer more questions, engage in more conversation. If let's see, if you want to go skydiving or something, maybe you could just maybe take a skydiving lesson as a simple step. I don't know how you can do that, but figure out some, oh yeah, you can go to one of those skydiving simulations just as a simple step to have you go skydiving for real. Or you know what, just freaking go skydiving and overcome your fear of heights. Shoot, I'm definitely going to plan on doing that. I'm going to record like my first skydiving journey on this adventure, because I think that's a big challenge of mine. I've always been afraid of heights and stuff, and I think I got to do that because that's just going to be a super challenge for me just to like overcome that. But I mean, I've been on roller coasters, but skydiving is like 10 times worse. I feel like I'm going to be in like an action adventure movie or something. So let me I get some more quotes up here. Just give me 1 second. So this is very true too. Everything you want is on the other side of fear. So anything that you want in life, you are going to have to face fear in any challenge that you have, because if you fear, there's always some fear that comes up. Maybe when you're on your journey and you had a setback and you get this fear of like, oh, it's not going to happen. Or you get this fear about this or that, whatever it may be. If you could just go realize that fear, no matter what it is you want in life, it's always, you're going to have to face a little fear, and just to get where you want to be, because it's going to, fear, you can be in just like breaking out of your comfort zone, doing something that you're normally not used to doing, whatever it may be. But there's going to be, when you're working on some challenges in your life, you're going to have those moments where that fear just comes up, and you got to be tough enough to just kick it in the ass and say deal with it. And when you can do that, you'll get to where you want to go. So definitely realize that everything you want is on the other side of fear, and that is true. And then I finally want to end this live stream with another quote, and that says, just feel the fear and do it anyways. I know I mentioned this earlier, not too long ago, but whatever it is you have to do, and say it involves you doing something that you're not used to doing, where you have to break out of your comfort zone, I want you guys to feel the fear and do it anyways, because once you can experience that, you will start to develop a habit of experiencing other fears that come up in your life, or any other thing that's going to make you feel uncomfortable. But feel like just if it's even the smallest fear, just deal with it. And but if you have to do something that involves you breaking out of your comfort zone, just do it, because you might just regret it if you don't. And another thing I realized too is, you got to, you're going to have times when you're working on your goal where you are going to, come across, you're going to have setbacks, and you're going to be uncertain whether or not this or that is going to work out. And that fear is going to come up again, that fear and self-doubt. And you got to realize that, that's normal, because I have that shit happen too. I'm working on this channel here, and I have having fun doing it, but I'm just sometimes I'm just this is new to me. I'm uncertain about where this is going to go, if this is going to be worth my time. But I love teaching motivational stuff to people, because I've been on a motivational journey self-development journey, motivational journey, whatever you want to call it, for the past 2.5 to 3 years. And I've always gotten into read self-development books, since I was young, because my dad got me into that. I'm very glad he did, because I think it's really helped me deal with some of the tough, times and situations that I've had in my life, and some of the obstacles I've had when working on my goals. And sometimes when I'm working on a goal, I get frustrated, and I get this fear that I'm not going to get to what I want. But the fact that I can be aware of when I'm feeling this fear inside, and when I'm, some of the, fears that I have, and realize, well, these are some of the fears that come up in any situation when something like this goes wrong. I'm just able to push forward. And, so it's very important that we learn to deal with fear, because I mean, if we can have the right mindset about things and not let fear get us down, and realize if we don't let fear control our minds, we can realize, well, hey, we can have a more positive outlook on things and think to us and produce that result. Because think about this: if you're constantly having all these fearful results, you're going to produce that in your life. If say you're having a fear, just say you have a fear about like being poor, or you're working on a business venture and it's not working out. I mean, if you continue to think like that, that's just going to like help. You're just going to be producing those type of actions in your life. And you got to realize that you got to shift that to something more positive, because when you shift that to something more positive, you're just going to produce a lot better result. You're going to be more excited. And when you have a setback, you're not going to get down on yourself, and you're just going to like rise to the occasion. So be aware of like certain thoughts you're having when you're working on a goal and you're having a setback. Are these thoughts fearful thoughts? Are they positive thoughts? And if they're fearful thoughts, please change them, because that's just going to help you produce a more positive result. And I'm going to be honest too. Sometimes when I'm working on stuff, I have fearful thoughts about something, but I realize that I have to continue to like just think positive thoughts, and not dwell on fear, because if I continue to dwell on fear, I'm gonna like I'm not gonna be motivated to do anything, or I might just give up because of fear. And like and it's weird, because like I said before, I got on my self-development journey, I always let fear like hold me back in a lot of areas of my life. And as I said earlier, I'm getting older now. My birthday's coming up here in a couple of weeks. And I was like, I wish I would have had this realization earlier in my life, because if I would have had this realization earlier in my life, I could have been further ahead. Not saying I'm not right now, but I could have been more further ahead in other areas of my life. And that's why I wanted to share this information with you guys, so you can all just kind of learn some motivational tips that are going to help you on your journey, and just the right mindsets to have, so you can overcome the challenges that you have and setbacks. So anyways, guys, I really hope you like the show, and if you'd like to give it a thumbs up, and remember, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and check me out on my Instagram at Command Confidence. That's at Command Confidence. And remember, I dropped a link into the description here to my website. If you sign up for my emailing list, you get a sample of the ebook I'm going to be coming out with at the end of the summer. And and please share this on the social media. Share this, get the word out. Because a lot of people need this type of material to help them level up in life. All right, guys. Well, until next Monday. Oh wait, one last thing before I end the show here. I wanted to let you know that starting in July, actually, I'm going to be doing a series where I'm going to be working on areas of my life. So I'm going to be doing some live vlogging videos. I'm going to work on things as far as my belief system on certain things, taking more action on certain things in my life, and just overcoming more challenges. And by documenting this, I hope to inspire you guys to kind of take a challenge in your life. And I want you guys to see how someone goes through challenge, so that when you've come up, when you reach a setback in a certain situation, that this is how it's going to be, and this is how you can deal with it. So I'm really excited about that. So until next time, guys, remember to take control of your life, rise up, and command your confidence. And I will see you next Monday on Motivational